quick questions here for you. I'm curious for number one, how does a guy from Louisiana get dehydrated? and second, how has camp gone for you? Obviously, you were limited today, but like these past two practices and pads, how fast is it going for you? Is it slowing down for you? And how beneficial was it for you to work out with Patrick during this offseason?
Well, first to answer your first question, I mean, it's hot everywhere right now. And that's just what it is. And we're outside working. So, I can speak for myself outside working, doing whatever I can do to get fluids in. But, big output needs, huge input. So I just gotta hydrate some more. And for the most part, these last 2 days, putting on the pads, for me, it felt like everything slowed down. Just because the nature of football, everything slows down from pads just because of the contact and everything else as far as what I see from the running back position. So, and right now, that's just how it's going for me.
Let's go to Harold Kuntz. Go ahead, Harold.
Hey, man, hope you're doing well. Drink some water, man. I heard Frank Clark, gave you a little introduction to the NFL a little bit. Could you just describe how that went? And then also, how are the veterans, like, especially with Patrick Mahomes back there, how's it helped you just kind of get along and get a good feel for the game, even without the preseason games?
Yeah. So the thing with Frank, I mean, it was 7-on-7. Frank ended up dropping back from his end position. I caught a ball in the flat, got up the sideline. Frank hit me on the sideline. I mean, nobody hit the ground. So for the most part, I mean, I'm good. I played the next play, and it is what it is. It's a hit. So, and then what was your next question afterwards? After Frank?
Yeah, just the veterans like Patrick and some of the other running backs you're with, just how they kind of helped you along, knowing that you've kind of been thrown into the fire as an RB1, if you will.
Yeah. So I mean, for me, the guy that I've always looked up to was Darryl. He was in my room at LSU, and he's also in the room with me now, and he's been in this offense. So as far as anybody that I turn to initially, it's always Darryl. And then whenever I need those, when he's not around and I need those pickups from, anybody from Sammy to Trav to Pat, even Fish on O-line, just everybody. They understand. I mean, everybody's been a rookie before, and they understand what's going on, and everybody's here for me, and everybody's here for the team. As long as I go out there, do what I need to do, and they feel like I'm calm and we're all executing, then the ball's rolling.
Go to Steve Walls. Go ahead, Steve.
Hey, Clyde, how's it going, man?
What's up? How you doing?
All right. You told us before that Andy's playbooks looked easy. Now that it's all been thrown at you full speed, do you still have the same feeling, and how quickly are you picking up everything?
As far as the concepts and everything, the biggest thing is understanding football. If you can understand football and understand positions and placement, you understand that where you need to be as far as a player and in certain plays. The biggest thing is language. Once you pick up language, everything else just kind of falls into place. So, as for if everybody seemed like it was disrespectful of me to say easy, so I would say it's a playbook. It's an NFL playbook, and as long as you do the things that you need to do as far as studying and looking through it, it's not as complicated.
Let's go to Seren Petra. Go ahead, Seren.
Clyde, tell me, when you get the word on Damian Williams and that comes around, like, just what goes through your mind? Like, what did you have? Like, because obviously it looked like it was going to be one kind of indoctrination to the NFL, and then now it is. I heard, the last question, you were just called RB1. Like, what all went through your mind, and what kind of pressures did that put on you, and did anybody reach out to you?
As soon as I heard the news, I didn't have Damian's phone number or anything, but I wanted to get his phone number from Dylan. I sent him the text because obviously, I mean, if a guy chooses that route, is more than what meets the eye. So, and then initially from that point, I mean, I've always been a guy that felt like I just needed to be 100% tuned in from the beginning. And then I didn't have to flip a switch and feel like, oh, this is now the time. I mean, since the day I was drafted, I felt like get this playbook, start rolling, and do my job. It was never really like a shell-shocking moment for me. So for the most part, I just wanted to come in and work and do my job, do my 111th, and I'll find my way on the field.
All right, guys, we've got time for a couple more. Let's go to Nick Jacobs first. Go ahead, Nick.
Yeah, Clyde, for you, I'm curious, from your time at LSU, do you feel like that kind of prepared you for the tempo you've seen in practice, or has it been a little bit of an adjustment?
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Leaving LSU, having 3-hour practices, and just having the whole tempo of everything. I mean, freshman year, having guys across from me like Devin White and Orton Key having NFL type caliber players on the defensive side of the ball, and everything is pretty much live. It tends to just be fast, and that's just what it is. So as far as coming here and making an adjustment, it was no real speed adjustment. The biggest adjustment is just understanding what you have to do and just how minute the details are, just being a professional.
Let's go to Nate Taylor for the last one. Go ahead, Nate.
Hello, Clyde. 2 questions for you. Both Patrick and Eric Bieniemy have mentioned your vision in terms of what you've been able to do so far in the 2 practices that you've had in the pads. Understanding the playbook, just what does your vision sort of give you an advantage in terms of either seeing the whole develop or adjusting in mid-play? And then secondly, playing with Joe Burrow last year, the Heisman Trophy winner, I'm sure you saw some impressive things in practice with him. What's it like going from that to seeing Patrick Mahomes and sort of the things and the tricks and the sort of the experimentation that he can do with the throw that you don't necessarily see on a traditional quarterback?
Yeah, to answer your first question, vision wise, I mean, I was told at an early age, might have been 6 or 7, the one thing you can't teach is eyes. And I can't sit here and say, oh, this is what makes me different, or this is what make everybody every set of eyes sees things differently. So as far as what I see when I'm running the ball, the things that I see in a route, that's just kind of my mind doing its own thing and making its adjustments just off of leverage and understanding the concept of the play call. So for that's kind of that kind of answers that one. And then Joe did some things last year at practice that it just kind of makes you turn your head and shake your head, put your head down. Even being around K Falk and K Falk will sit and tell me like, man, that's some stuff that I've only seen Tom do. And when he's around Tom for 11 and a half, 12 years, and then like I had an interview yesterday, and I was talking about Pat rolling out to his left. And I mean, the play just looked completely shut down, and he just started by the time he got to the bottom of the numbers on the left hash, he just started saying, "Oh, I got it," and nobody looked open, and he tossed it up, and all of a sudden Tyreek came out of nowhere and completed a pass, and it went for 45 yards, whatever it was, and extended play, something that that you see time and time again. But for him to not throw it out of bounds and just understand, and his vision and everything that he has going on in his head, it's a little different. It's a little special.